Hello, I'm Jerry Scheidbach, pastor at the Lighthouse, your brain masseur. To all Trump supporters who self-identify as conservative, particularly those of you who self-identify as a Christian conservative, including our dear friends of conservatism, Rush and Hannity, you have lost your focus. This election is not about taking revenge on the GOP establishment. It is not about taking revenge against the politically correct crowd. This election is not about taking a swipe at the left-biased media. This election needs to be focused on one thing, and that is getting the best conservative into the White House. Yes, I get it. We're angry. I join you in that. We are sick and tired. We've been pushed way past the limits of our tolerance. We're furious at the constant betrayal that we've experienced from our conservative leaders. They have used our backs like pincushions for their daggers over and over, and we're frothing at the mouth mad. The anger is deep, the resentment has turned us savage-like, and compounding this is this intense resentment that we feel against the liberally biased media. It's obvious to us. I mean, it's in our face. They despise us. They ridicule us. They have lied to us and about us repeatedly, and we've felt helpless. We have felt overwhelmed. The anger is seething. I've been warning my fellow Americans that the polarization developing in our country is approaching the breaking point. I've been talking about that for some years now. I mean, we're reaching now the point I warned about where we're going to drop our gloves and just go at it in an open brawl. And you see that happening in the Trump rallies right now. We're mad. Okay, I get that. We are angry. We're exasperated. We're vexed. We're indignant. We're furious. Pick your word. We're done with this politically correct nonsense. We've been screaming for years for these liberal fascists to get off our backs. We're tired of these idiots telling us men might be women, women might be men, little boys choose their own gender, little girls choose their own gender. What is that about? Anyone with any sense at all knows that's nonsense. These teenage boys can call themselves a girl, walk into the ladies' restroom with our daughters. Forget that nonsense. If we don't walk the way they want us to walk, if we don't talk the way they want us to talk, if we don't eat the foods they want us to eat, if we don't just happily surrender our brain to their nonsense with global warming, if we don't willingly and happily surrender our property rights to their salamanders, it goes on and on and on, and we're done. I get that. Done with these socialist, communist politicians raping Lady Liberty, trampling on our inalienable rights recognized by our contract with the government called the Constitution of the United States. I get it. We're done. This anger, this rage, this understandable, intense desire for vengeance, however, has given to our enemies exactly what they need to manipulate, to control, to blind you, to get you off focus. And many of you are by now already so emotionally attached to Trump, you're bonded to him. Because he's your stick, all right? He's your club. He's your whip. And you have taken hold of him. And you're using him to beat and to hit and to whip the people you're angry at. You're striking out at the politically correct, the wimpy moderates, the arrogant GOP aristos, the liberal liars in the media, and you're loving it. It's your turn, right? You better wake up. I believe Satan, who has always hated liberty, has raised up a candidate that draws your rage to him. Like a magnet. He attracts you, and your senses are dulled by your anger. Drunk, as it were, on his ability to enrage the people you hate. Drunk on his ability to give the press some of their own. Reveling every time he spits in the face of political correctness. You cheer, and your emotions are increasingly cemented with his. Trump has caught the tsunami wave of our anger, and he's riding it all the way into the White House. Trump is the spite vote. Trump is the revenge vote. Trump is your spit in the face of the liberals. Trump is your spit in the eye of those who have betrayed us over and over and over again. But I'm telling you right now, mark my words, and remind me of them when I'm proved right. Trump is going to turn around and spit in your face. My friend, voting for Trump is spitting in the wind. Someone needs to slap you in the face, wake you up, startle you out of your hypnotic trance for Trump, and cause you to see who Trump is and what you're doing. Trump is not a conservative. And that's what this election is about. This election is about getting the best conservative in the White House. Can't you see that? And which of the candidates is the best conservative? That's the question. This election must not become focused on exacting our pound of flesh from the GOP aristos. It must not become about getting into the face of the media and spitting in their eye. Listen, this is our chance to get a genuine constitutional conservative who actually knows what that document says and what it means into the White House. What we certainly do not need is yet another conservative pretender who's going to go in there and go along to get along exactly as Trump told us he's going to do. He has told us that he's the guy who will go in there and get along with Reid and get along with Pelosi and get along with all of these people who are enemies to our liberty. He's going to go in there and get along with the exact same people that you and I are angry at, our GOP pretenders, for going along to get along with them. It's unbelievable. Okay, here's the sum of the matter. The enemies of liberty have succeeded at getting a great many of you off focus. You need to refocus. This election is not about revenge. This election is about getting the best conservative into the White House. That's the only question you need to be asking yourself right now. Who is the best conservative? And that would be Cruz, hands down. Hosea 8:4 tells us, God lamenting, they have set up kings, but not by me. We're seeing the same thing develop right now. And that's something for you to think about.